What's the worst thing that could happen? Well, if someone says that in a movie, it's followed by disaster. But what about in real life? We don't always ask ourselves that question out loud, but sometimes when we're trying something new or someone in our life is trying something new, we assume the worst thing, whatever that is going to happen. I want to share an exercise that I do mentally now, but I used to do this literally to reframe what's really likely to happen. So get 3 index cards. I used 3 for colors because I have them. And on one index card, write down the worst reasonable outcome. I'm exaggerating a little bit here. Certainly, you can come up with some pretty horrifying possible outcomes when you start looking for a new house to rent or your teenager is learning to drive. But alien abductions and things like that, that's not reasonable and realistic. So write down the worst thing that could reasonably happen. And then make a card with the absolute best thing that could reasonably happen. And it takes a little effort to make it realistic and reasonable, but saying things out loud can sometimes help. Then write down on another card the most likely outcome. What is reasonably the thing that's most likely to happen? And it's interesting, if you watch my other video on how writing makes reality, when you force yourself to write these things down on cards, it's much easier to be realistic. So write down the most likely thing. And then, now that you have your worst case scenario, your best case scenario, and your most likely scenario, take your most likely scenario, put it down here on the table, and then put it, you've got a continuum from worst to best, put it where you think it's most likely to be. Is it really close to the worst case scenario? Is it really close to the best case scenario? Is it smack in the middle? What I've always found when I do this exercise is that the most likely thing to happen, what I believe will happen, is pretty close to the best possible thing that could happen. When I don't do this exercise and I just try something new, or someone in my life tries something new and I don't stop to reason it through, I assume the worst thing is going to happen. Every time I used to do this exercise, I'd write down the 3 cards. I was always surprised at how reasonable the outcome was. Worst case, best case, most likely, you may be surprised. I'm Joel D. Canfield.